everyone, this is your Madhav sir. Welcome back again. In this video, we are going to learn about the previous continuation of aerobic respiration. In previous video, we have spoken about aerobic respiration. Now in this video, we are talking about anaerobic respiration. Alright, so now in simple words, we can understand about the aerobic respiration. The partial breakdown of organic compounds without involvement of oxygen and the small or fraction of energy releasing, that is called aerobic respiration. Once again, if you watch, partially breakdown of organic compounds without oxygen and release fraction of energy. Comparatively, aerobic respiration, it releases very few energy. In fact, around 56 kilocalories. It's around 56 kilocalories it releases, okay, in aerobic respiration. So, the word aerobic respiration is given by Kocher. The word aerobic respiration given by Kocher. And the organisms such as plants which are logged inside the water, some waterlogged plants and some parasitic worms and some microorganisms, bacteria and fungi, all these exactly have this aerobic respiration. For your kind information, this aerobic respiration involves just like aerobic respiration but without involvement of Krebs cycle and further electron transport chain. If you watch here the mechanism, glucose, the source, energy resource, glucose breaks down into pyruvate molecules. Glucose is a 6-carbon compound and pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. So when glucose undergoes lysis, the process in previous video I have told that this is glycolysis. So it results into 2 pyruvate molecules. These 2 pyruvate molecules here, these 2 pyruvate molecules by decarboxylation. What is the formula of CH3COCOH? Decarboxylation leads to CH3, CHO. This is acetaldehyde. And then this acetaldehyde will become ethyl alcohol, ethyl C2H5OH in presence of enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase. Alcohol dehydrogenase is the enzyme which involves in the conversion of acetaldehyde to alcohol. Here the NADH plus H plus will become NAD plus. In fact, these are actually involved in that aldehyde conversion into ethyl alcohol. So the H plus provided by NADH plus H plus. So the conversion of glucose, the byproduct, alcohol and 2-ATP, entire process is anaerobic respiration. It is generally takes place, it is in another way, we can call it as a fermentation also. We often see in our home fermentation when we take curd. I hope you all observed it. When we use milk, it will become curd because of one bacteria called lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria. This is a wonderful phenomenon. Milk becomes curd. In fact, milk, the mechanism behind milk contains casein protein. This casein protein is a globular protein. When the bacteria, lactic acid bacteria, naturally present in milk, this lactic acid bacteria converts the milk protein casein, okay, into a curd. In other words, you can say that lactic acid is an acid which is produced by Lactobacillus bacteria. We know that its acid condition definitely denatures the protein. So milk contain protein casein is denatured because of this acid, that is lactic acid, which is produced by Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is a bacteria produce lactic acid. Because of this lactic acid, milk contain protein, which is a casein. Initially it is a functional. Later, because of this acidic environment, it will become denature. So that denature leads to thicky curd. Milk become curd. This is one of the best example for anaerobic respiration, and other we call it as a fermentation. And secondly, another thing, it is also pyruvate will become lactic acid in some conditions, like a person who is doing heavy exercise. In such condition, the oxygen is absent. Oxygen is deficient. Oxygen is not provided continuously to that muscle. In that case also, the muscle cell, which is in absence of oxygen, convert the pyruvate into lactic acid. This is in presence of enzyme LDH enzyme. LDH here also 2 ATP are produced. So simply in anaerobic respiration we can study two steps. One is general fermentation in bacteria and fungi, and another type of anaerobic respiration taking place in muscle cell, human muscle cell, and there is a disruption of oxygen supply. In that case, the normal phenomena, glucose to pyruvate, is quite the same, but pyruvate will become lactic acid here, and along with the 2 ATPs are produced. Hope it is very clear about anaerobic respiration. Once again I repeat, anaerobic respiration is simply, you can define partial breakdown of organic compounds and absence of oxygen by releasing of some or a fraction of energy. Entirely it is called anaerobic respiration. Firstly, the word anaerobic respiration is given by Koschew, and this anaerobic respiration taking place in some of the organisms like bacteria, fungi, and some plants such as waterlogged plants, and some parasites such as ascaris. Parasites, belonging to Nemati helminthes and the plant helminthes, many are parasites. In that, ascaris also go for anaerobic respiration. Even plants and animals do not continue for long time anaerobic respiration because their activities require a lot of energy. That is the main reason. And if you talk about the mechanism of anaerobic respiration, firstly, glucose will become pyruvate by glycolysis. This process, glucose breakdown or lysis, that results in 2 pyruvates, 3 carbon compound. From there, the 2 pyruvates will become 2 aldehyde groups by decarboxylation, and then 2 acetaldehydes will become 2 alcohols in presence of alcohol dehydrolase enzyme by taking up the H plus ions from NADH and H plus. That will become alcohol. And it is one type of fermentation. If you take another type of anaerobic respiration in human muscle cells, for example, when a person is doing heavy exercise, in such case oxygen supply is disrupted, oxygen supply is broken down. In such cases also pyruvate will not proceed further Krebs cycle and electron transport chain, so it obviously converted into lactic acid in muscle cell. This is also called muscle cramps. Often you see in fields like cricket field and football field, they are actually players face this problem. So hope it is very clear with you and everything about aerobic respiration, and thank you so much. Today we will stop here about aerobic respiration, and we will come up with another video about respiration in plants. Thank you so much.